Hi, my name is Laetitia and I'm a confidence coach. I'm working online with clients all over the world and I started my business back in 2020. In those past 4 years, I've had my boundaries being challenged many times, and every time I had to learn to set stronger boundaries or maybe set some boundaries in areas that did not have any. So it's been a learning process and it's not been an easy one. So here I wanted to share with you how to set boundaries as a business owner and more specifically in the coaching therapy industry. So as you know, working with a client is really based on trust, on a healthy client and practitioner relationship. And it's important for this relationship to be filled with respect, with vulnerability on the part of the client, with honesty and with intimacy, because the client is going to open up, they're going to be very vulnerable. And it can be hard to set boundaries when you're afraid of hurting your client or disappointing them or having them feel rejected or even not want to work with you anymore because you had to be a bit more firm and strict. So I want to help you reframe this because there are some things that really I'm sure you don't want to be tolerating anymore. And as I said, it took me some time. It's been a journey and a continuing journey. So the problem is that when you don't actually have boundaries in place, clients may cancel at the last minute. They may actually ask to reschedule all the time and you just don't have anything in place. So you're just wasting time and energy. Or they may be late for their session, whether it's online or face-to-face, and maybe you actually extend the session because you want them to get what they paid for. So you tend to give a little bit more of your time, of your energy. So here you're actually denying your own needs and you're making them come first. But the thing is that it creates resentment, anger, and injustice and frustration for you. And all those things need to be let go of. And by releasing those behaviors that are having a negative impact on you, you're actually going to experience progressively more clients that are going to be respectful, that are going to value your time and your energy and your work and who you are as a person. So first of all, what I wanted to address was the reason why it can be so hard to set boundaries. The difficulties that we may have to set boundaries is connected to our belief system. Life is reflecting back to us what we believe about ourselves, what we think about ourselves, what we believe we deserve, what we believe is available to us. So life is reflecting back to us our belief system. What you see on the outside, so all the experiences that you have, are a reflection of your subconscious core beliefs. I'm going to say that again. What we see on the outside is a reflection of our subconscious core beliefs. I'm going to give you my own example. When I was a teenager, I was being bullied. And since then, I've really been carrying the deep fear of being disrespected. So because I had this belief that people would not respect me, then that's what I would perceive. That's what I would experience a lot of. And that's what I would be scared of. For that reason, my reality kept showing me experiences where I was not being respected or where I didn't feel respected. So because that was a core belief of mine, then for many, many years, that's what life was reflecting back at me. And then since 2015, when I started to do some deep inner work, then life stopped reflecting this belief back at me. There's been some remaining layers, of course, which is completely normal. The more we evolve, the more layers are going to come up and it's going to be easier and easier to peel them back, which is a wonderful thing. So that's one of the reasons why I was experiencing disrespect like that. Because I had this core belief, people don't respect me. To continue with my own example, and I'm sure you're going to relate, when I was younger, I learned that I had to be kind. And that meant not necessarily putting my needs first. And actually, I remember times as a child or as a teenager where I would put my needs first and I would be told off for it or made to feel guilty because of it. So if that's your case as well, you may have created a belief that when you set boundaries, when you put your needs first, you're actually being a bad person. And that's where we actually tend to become adults who are overgivers or people pleasers and who find it very hard to set boundaries. So can you see the core belief here, and can you see if you have it as well? If I set a boundary and it means that maybe I'm gonna hurt someone or I may disappoint someone, then I'm a bad person. And actually trust me, when you set a boundary, when you make a decision that is for your highest and greatest good, it is actually for the highest good of all involved, even if they can't see it yet. And that's the kind of beliefs that we're up against here. Another belief you may have connected to setting boundaries is that you are more loved when you're being kind and when you're saying yes, when you're doing what the other person wants you to do and needs you to do. Maybe that's something you noticed with your parents growing up once again. And yes, we want, as coaches or therapists, we want to be kind, we want to be generous, we want to be considerate and over-deliver as well when it feels right for us, when we actually choose it, when it's intentional, not because we feel forced to do so. It's a very different energy. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And when you do those things within a structure that has boundaries, then it's going to feel good, it's going to feel empowering, it's going to feel like, yes, you are giving, but you're also receiving, so you're not being depleted. Let's touch on how to set boundaries. See every situation that challenges you and pushes your boundaries as a wonderful way to learn something. It is an opportunity for you to set something in motion, to do something differently, to get your power back. And I want you to remember to really value your work and to really value who you are as a person. And that includes valuing your energy and your time. Those are the most important currencies, time and energy. And when you fully value yourself, you will see that after some time, or maybe quite quickly, it really depends, there are no rules, you're going to see that you're going to start attracting more people who do respect you and who do really value you and your work. If they don't respect you or your time or your energy, you actually have the option to not work with them. So remember that you absolutely have a choice. It's not only the client who chooses you, you get to also choose them. And stop giving too much of yourself. Stop saying yes when you actually want to say no. That creates a lot of resentment and frustration. And again, really value yourself and value your work. And if that doesn't come easy for you, which is completely normal, you may need to do some more inner work there to really work on building yourself up and really seeing what you do as being tremendously valuable and powerful. And I would recommend you really get into the habit of really saying what you feel and really saying what you want. That's really going to help you set boundaries. So you may do that with very small things. Like let's say someone asks you, where do you want to eat tonight? And usually you would say, oh, whatever you want, I'm happy with anything. And actually it's because you don't really want to impose your own choice. So there's some people-pleasing tendencies there. So here it's a great opportunity, for example, to say, I would fancy Chinese restaurant tonight. Or if you have a friend who wants to see you and actually you feel that you really need to recharge your batteries, or that you have some more work that needs to be done and you're going to be stressed if you don't do it that day, get into the habit of saying, look, I would really love to, but can we do it that day instead? You know, it's those very simple things that are going to help you be more assertive, and that's going to help you set boundaries. It's going to get you into the habit of saying what you want and need. And you need to put a support system in place for you. For example, it may look like a cancellation policy where if clients cancel less than 24 hours or 48 hours before the session, then they would actually lose the fee that they've already paid, because you want to be paid before. Or if they ask to reschedule, they can only reschedule 1 or 2 sessions within the package that they have with you, for instance. So we just need to be more assertive, stronger and firmer with our boundaries. So really put that system support in place, because I bet that if you're watching this video, it's because your boundaries have been pushed, or you have this nudge to actually start supporting you and having your own back more. So do this now. It's going to be super useful. So the whole point here is to overcome certain of your limiting patterns. And maybe they've been there for a long time, so it's going to feel hard to overcome them, but you absolutely can do it. And you know why it's been hard for you to set boundaries? So that you could remember to connect to your value, to reclaim your power, to remember that you are worthy and to reclaim your worth. That's why it's been challenging. When there's a challenge in your life, it is actually so that you can remember something, so that you can evolve, so that you can grow. So I would invite you to dive into your beliefs around boundaries. Which experiences in your past created or reinforced those beliefs that are actually impacting your ability to set boundaries? And start detaching from them by deconstructing them, by finding out all the evidence that says to you that it's not true that you're a bad person when you set a boundary, that it's not true that people don't respect you and that you're not worthy of respect, that it's not true that you're only loved when you do everything that people want you to do. You can take this video as well as an example that what you believe about boundaries is not true. Those beliefs and those patterns are in your reality so that you can overcome them, so that you can release them and actually get onto the other side being more empowered, more confident, and really connected to your inner value and worth. So let me know in the comments down below what resonated the most for you in this video. Wishing you best of luck with this, and I will see you next time. Bye.